Hi, this is Carlos Garcia. Thanks for coming back to our real estate blog. I'm with Eng Garcia Properties. Here we are in Washington, D.C. We cover D.C., Maryland, and Virginia with a top team for Keller Williams, the #2 brand in the country in our region, and we're a top 20 team nationally. The reason that we are able to help so many people is that, we market extremely effectively. We are true real estate enthusiasts and market participants. Some people could sell you anything, and therefore, they'll sell you real estate because that's what they're doing. We believe in real estate and building wealth through real estate. I'm a real estate investor, was an attorney for 12 years and an investor, and at a certain point my hobby became my vocation. This is it. I eat, breathe, and sleep real estate, so I'm here to talk to you a little bit about it. What I wanted to focus on right now, I've got a bunch of statistical reports in front of me, is just supply and demand and some basic market concepts that are really coming into play here in Washington, D.C. Often when people analyze a market, they have a very deep and lengthy analysis that by the time you get to the umpteenth point in the analysis, really the impact of that issue on the analysis is very, very minimal. I'm here to just talk about a few of the very impactful elements of what makes a market that are in play here in the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia region. What we're really seeing is that, number one, our job market has been a godsend with regard to the real estate market. This is one of the best places in the country for job growth and for maintaining jobs. And although it is true that the federal government may be diminishing slightly in size as we get a control of our fiscal situation here, it will always remain the case that Washington, D.C. houses Fortune 1. Fortune 1, the federal government's headquarters, are and always will be, for as long as I'm aware, here in Washington, D.C., and that is profound. It creates direct jobs and indirect jobs, and at this point, our local economy has become very robust and much more diverse, and new sectors are emerging and strengthening every day, and pre-existing sectors are also very firmly rooted. That's the first thing. Then, of course, supply and demand is what we talk about. During the downturn, people lost value in their homes, and many were discouraged and decided not to sell. Very recently, what we're finding is that sellers are just awakening to the fact that the market is shifting and that it may be a good time to sell. RBI, which is the Real Estate Business Intelligence Group, produces a lot of statistical information here in our metro area, and they report that the number of active listings this spring across the board, and including all of our communities, is down 26% from the same time last year. Meanwhile, the number of sales is increasing. So buyers are extremely determined, I infer from this statistical data. In other words, buyers are managing to buy more homes even though they have about 3/4 as many homes to choose from, which is a profound negative impact for buyers. So buyers are becoming purposeful. I think perhaps a reason for that is yet another thing that is incredibly impactful, which is interest rates. I don't need to tell you that interest rates are terrific, but what I need to remind you of is the achievement for a household when one secures, at say 30 years fixed, a rate that's below 4%, which many of my friends and clients are able to do these days, or in the 4s. These are rock bottom by historic standards, and to lock down a chunk of money 30 years fixed at a very predictable payment at such rates is a huge accomplishment. I think buyers are sensing this, and for this reason they are extremely determined to go out there and buy a home, notwithstanding the fact that inventory is down just about 26% across the board. In certain communities it's down by as much as 50%, and it's really tough out there for buyers. On the flip side, for sellers, this is very promising. It means that your commodity, the house that you have to sell, has now become a lot more precious, a lot more scarce, and perhaps a good bit more valuable and easier to sell quickly. So with these shifts in the market, I think there are shifts in attitude that we're starting to see, and we are around to talk to you about these shifts, whether it's about understanding what your opportunity might be as a buyer or seller, or how to seize it. We are seasoned real estate professionals here at the Eng Garcia Group at Keller Williams, and we're looking for your call. Our number is 202-290-1313. You can also look us up on the web. We're all over it. Again, this is Carlos Garcia. Thanks for coming to our real estate blog. Hope to talk to you soon.